In this video, we're going to be focusing strictly on sublimating onto car mats, and we're going to get started right now. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another tutorial video. So we're going to dive right into it. As I mentioned before, we are going to be focusing on sublimating onto car mats. Now these are not the regular car mats you would just go in the store and purchase. These car mats are sublimation blanks, so you can print on these car mats. You can put your own design, your own artistic work, and print them and sublimate directly onto these car mats. I have them here on my table. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm working with and the tools, resources that you'll need for a project just like this. Just to let you know ahead that I'm going to be using 13 by 19 sublimation paper, which means that we're going to have to print the image about 2 or 3 times, split it in half, and then put together those papers. But we'll discuss all of that as we move further into the video. So let's head over to the table and see what we have to work with in today's tutorial. So you know my workforce 7710. Old girl, she works pretty well. We have 13 by 19 A-sub paper. We have some Eco Mist adhesive tack spray, which is going to come in handy. Some heat tape, scissors, and then we have our sublimation mats. Okay, the two back, and then we have the front. So let's dive into actually printing our images, and then we're going to dive straight into sublimating, and we're going to wrap up this video as quickly as possible, creating as much value as I can for you guys. At this stage, I went ahead and put together our different pieces of our image, our graphic work, so that we can print on the entire sublimation car mat. Then I taped the back of it and lined it up with the mat to make sure that everything sat down exactly where I would want it to sit. Then, as you can see here, I went ahead and used my heat resistant tape to make sure everything was intact and sat down correctly before printing. So we have come as far as we could with our hands and our printer, and now it's time for the heat press to do its work. The heat press is actually on right now and going up to temperature. We're going to be using around 385 Fahrenheit for around 60 seconds. Now another thing you must note is that right here I have my Eco Mist adhesive. Now I forgot to actually use this during the process. You don't have to use this, but this is like a extra protective layer that you can use just in case you're not certain with when you're sublimating your product. So technically how I would use this is before I actually lay my design onto my car mat or onto my sublimation shirt, I can spray some of this onto that paper design and then stick it down onto your substrate. So whether it be a shirt or the car mat, it will work great because it will help stick that design onto the material. Okay, we also have a box here. You'll see how this come into play shortly. Our front car mat is a bit too long. This is only 16 by 20. So what's going to happen is that our car mats are going to be too long, so we're going to use this box to help prop up the car mat. You'll see that in action shortly. So we will start with the back mats, and then we're going to transition into the front. So we're going to do the easier ones first, then we're going to do the more a bit challenging afterwards. So stick around and let's get sublimating. So our heat press is up to temperature right now. I have my gloves, 385 Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. What we're going to do now, we're going to put some paper down on our heat plate. I'm going to take the first mat, put it right there in the middle, and then we're going to place some paper over it. Heat press is pretty hot right now. let's take a final look at these sublimation mats. Now you can see clearly how they actually look after they're sublimated. You can go back from the start, take a look at how the mat was white, and then now how we have the designs on them. Now you can clearly see here that it looks a little white, and you can tell that as the person, or when these go into a car and person's feet and shoes are embedded into them, the whiteness is going to come back up based on what you can see there. However, that's not a problem. The design also had in the line, as you can see there, which is not a big issue. But overall, I think that this process came out really good, better than I actually expected it to, because when you have to put together images so you can make one, it's a bit more difficult, you know, than if you have an actual 24-inch printer or a larger printer where you can just print the entire image and press the entire image at once. So let me know what you guys think about this video, this tutorial, down in the comment section. Remember to like, share and subscribe. I'm going to put all of my details here at the bottom of the screen in case you want to reach out to me. Make sure that you do. You can follow me on Instagram. You can ask me as many questions as you want, guys. I'm open to questions. If you don't ask questions, you will never learn. So questions is a part of these tutorial videos, so feel free to ask me those questions. Thanks so much for tuning in again, and remember, we here at AT Prints make your prints and fashion come alive.